Hey Aquarius, welcome to your 2025 predictions video. Thank you so much for being here with me. My name is Coco, and before we get into it, which we very much will because I have plenty of oracle decks, 2 tarot decks here. Before we do that, just a reminder that this is a general reading. It is not a one-to-one private reading. If that is something you are interested in having, especially as we move into the new year, you can go down to the description box below and click the link to my website where you can book a private virtual reading with me. However, because this is a general reading, it might not resonate for everybody, and if you feel like you're not connecting to it, that's perfectly fine and happens sometimes. Just leave this reading behind and do consider checking out the readings for your moon and rising zodiac signs. But if this reading does resonate for you and if you do feel like you connect with it, please consider liking the video, subscribing to my channel, or just sharing with friends or family, social networks. Any support at all is so very much appreciated. Okay, let's get into it, Aquarius. First, we're going to see what is coming through and what's coming into your life in 2025. Later on in the reading, we'll also take a look at guidance coming in for you, the overarching lesson of the year. We'll also see the nature of any challenges you might experience, how you can overcome them, as well as taking a brief peek into your love and work lives specifically. Okay, you've got the Y card. I'm going to go for one more. It's like an inquisitive card. You might be like becoming a student. You might be learning something, enrolling in some type of training course, or just like doing something you've never really done before. Yeah, between worlds. Yeah, some things like changing. You got the number 3 2 times here, 31 and 3. So you might want to watch out for the number 3 throughout the year. You might see it as like an angel number, so like 33, 33, 333. Watch out for that. Now, this is the part of the reading where I'm going to pull all of your cards. So if you would like to skip ahead, you're perfectly welcome to do so. It shouldn't be more than 3.5 minutes. But if you would like to stick around and watch the cards come out in real time and be with me as I chat through them, you're also very much welcome to do that as well. You can also get your hands on any of the decks that I use because I linked them all in the description box below. Also, this is the Tree Keeper's Oracle deck. Got number 8, Keeper of Ease. Love that. Now we're going to get all of your guidance cards. I want to pull 2, but usually I pull more than that. Nice, you got the Weaver. Very much an Aquarian card, very much intellect, like the mind. Okay, you've got the Think Twice card. I'm going to get one more. Okay, you got 3 more. You know, it's like I either pull 1 or I pull like a million, so never an in-between. All right, yeah, ooh, okay. You've got change your lifestyle and eliminate negative energy. You're being guided to make some changes, to like think twice about some stuff, about certain decisions you're making throughout the year. You might have to like look deeper at things. Because there's some negative stuff around you that they want you to be aware of, and it might have to do with your lifestyle, your diet, substances, things like that, maybe people, who knows, we'll get into it. All right, so let's get the rest of your cards. Whew, cards are flipping and flopping. Oh god, okay, let me go get that card. Well, this is your card, Aquarius. You got the Star card. You're being asked to show up authentically and as yourself. Mm-hmm. Nice. Ace of Swords, what you're moving into. Epiphany, honesty, clarity over everything, realizations. But really, I feel like it's showing up authentically here. It's showing up very much yourself. Saying what you meaning what you say. Like sharp intellect, sharp wit, using your intellect, using your wit. Also, I'm sorry for any noises you might hear throughout the reading. Ugh, love the Knight of Pentacles and the love life. Literally one of my favorite cards to see in relationship readings. Okay, as I was saying, sorry if you hear any noises. I do live in a noisy area, so you might hear some car horns, you might hear some dogs barking, some planes. I do apologize in advance. Okay. Seven of Pentacles. I kind of want more. Can you tell me more? Can you tell me more, please? Okay. I am going to clarify as I feel the need with a different deck as we just move through it all. But first of all, what's coming into your life? What's the vibe, the theme, if you will, of 2025? The number 31 card, why? This is an air of inquisitiveness, of feeling just like you want to solve every problem, like you want the answer to every question. You're deep diving into things. This is a very Aquarian card at its core because it's all intellect. It's about delving deep into matters, into social problems, and just wanting to get to the bottom of things. There might be some social issues, I feel like, that you might be very passionate about, and so you're like learning more about those issues. You're like doing your research, you're watching interviews, like you're just reading up on things and trying to stay informed. And also, you might be like going on a course of learning, so you might be starting school, you might be going back to school, you might be like switching your study area into something that is way more interesting to you. Maybe previously you were studying like economics and now you're studying like biology or like a science course, and you're like, oh my god, I'm so into this. It's like a different world really that you're entering because you've got also the between worlds card. This tells me that you've got one foot in the old world and one foot in the other. So you're like walking through a door, really. So you actually might be starting something that has to do with learning something else, even if it's just in like an online course. But it's opening up doors for you. You also might have had a tough time in 2024. You might have been having a tough time. They're letting me know about Pluto. My guides are telling me Pluto. So Pluto actually is shifting into Aquarius. It already did shift into Aquarius in November 2024. So now it's like the age of Aquarius, and Pluto is in a sign, I believe, for 20 years, if not like maybe 28. I don't know. Do correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. So things moving into 2025 just might feel very different energetically. You might feel like you're going from a really rigid part of your life, a really structured, overly structured, difficult to kind of like break out of boundaries part of your life. Maybe you felt very constricted, and perhaps 2025, it's just feeling a bit more open for you. You feel a bit more yourself. You feel a bit more honest, authentic, like you can show up confidently. I really feel like that's the vibe for you, Aquarius. You also might be working with like a therapist or a mental health professional, like a hypnosis person or an EMDR person, to get to the bottom of like emotional troubles. Maybe you have some trauma that needs to be like looked at and kind of hashed out. And so you're like getting the help of somebody else to kind of delve into that world and see what's going on in your heart and how to heal and move forward. If you feel in 2025, especially at the beginning of the year, if you feel kind of weird, like if you feel like you're kind of shifting in and out of different energies, like sometimes you're feeling really great and other times you're feeling just blah. And if it feels like everything's at an extreme, like there's no middle ground, blame Pluto moving into Aquarius, as well as Saturn and Uranus also moving into different signs and then moving retrograde. In our solar system, Saturn, Uranus, and Pluto, they're all moving forward at the beginning of 2025, and then they're going to move backward a bit into a previous position. So it's like literally going to be a back and forth at the beginning of 2025. I think not until July is when we really move forward, maybe even September. I would highly recommend watching like an astrology forecast to see when that happens for you, because I feel like that is going to be quite significant. Now, your overarching lesson of the year is number 8, Keeper of Ease. This card is all about just relaxing, understanding that your life and your work does not require you to toil. It does not require you to suffer. Like, you've had enough suffering in your life. I really do feel like that. It has not been easy for you, I think. It hasn't been easy in 2024. It might not be easy going into 2025. And I feel like 2025, the lesson for you is understanding that you don't need to suffer. Not everything needs to be an uphill battle. It's okay to like relax, and it's okay to have fun, and it's okay to let loose even when you're a hard worker. So I'm going to get the message of this card for you from the guidebook. And I also always say with this card, even though this bird in the corner, even though it's like a bluish gray color, I always see this bird as a phoenix. So you might have recently gone through a rebirth, or again, like this Between Worlds card is telling us, like you are shifting into a new transitionary period. You are shifting into a new chapter of your life, and you might actually feel like just so much yourself, so much more confident. You might feel like you recently went through a rebirth, like you went through a huge transformation, and now you're finally able to like relax into the new, if that makes sense. The message is, we were not raised to work with the ebb and flow of energies. We were raised to determine a course of action, have a goal, and stick to it. The message in our society has always been, if it's challenging, uphill, or exhausting, keep going. Suffer the hardship because it makes the reward so much sweeter. This has led us to go against our own divine nature, punishing ourselves with struggles that feel uphill and suffocating. But the way of Source is to work with the flow. Now is the time to turn off the should in your mind. Turn your energies downhill. Let go of the idea that your dream or decision requires you to toil. Yes, you are in for hard work and commitment, but no, you don't get extra points for suffering. Let others have that battle. It's your time to relax. Let Source and its flow be your partner in this achievement. Yes, relax into the year. Even if people like are on you about it, fuck it. Like, you can't please everybody. And you know what? You might as well please yourself. So take it easy, take it slow. If something feels like it's not working, if it feels like a battle, let it go. If it feels like it just stresses you out and doesn't bring joy, let it go. It's just about learning to sit back and surrender and say, you know what? I'm going to regulate my nervous system. All of you guys can, keep fighting, keep toiling, keep suffering. Even if it means I'm going to lose out on some money, even if it means I might lose out on some parties and good times, so be it. For your first guidance card, you have the Weaver. Again, a very Aquarian card. I mean, you're showing up so strongly in your entire reading. This card tells me that your guides are encouraging you to, although, they love your mind, and we all love an Aquarian's mind, hello, but there's something about living too much in your mind that your guides want you to be aware about. Remember to get back into your body. And it's possible that you are somebody who lives very much in your head. So like maybe you enjoy hobbies that are very intellect forward, very mind driven. Maybe you enjoy like really rich conversations. Okay, and maybe like you drink caffeine and you get kind of in your head. Maybe you have like anxiety because you get in your head. Maybe you have insomnia, sleep problems because you're so in your head at night. They want you to be aware of that, and that it's important in 2025 to get back into your body, to tap into your body. So doing that through, of course, exercise, but that's just one option. You can do it through like dance. You could do it through just getting outside, getting fresh air, going for a walk, doing meditations that help you tap into how you're physically feeling. So that's like an example. If you feel like weird sensations in your body, if you feel like your health is declining, if you feel like, you're having stomach issues or headaches, or like there's any pains that you're experiencing, like take a breather from whatever you're doing and just sit back and relax and try to get back into your body. Even deep breathing, even something like as simple as that you can do outside in public. Deep breathing, like helping you get back into your body, feeling your lungs expand, like feeling your chest expand. There's just something there about like the physical sensations of needing to reconnect. Also doing like grounding rituals, like getting outside if you're in a warm place, or like you can bear getting barefoot in the cold, like getting your bare feet in sand or grass, or just even like sitting on grass, sitting outside on a bench, putting your feet on the ground, going and seeing some like body of water. Any way that you like to ground yourself, I think that's going to be quite important in 2025. Your second guidance card is Think Twice. When things seem so obvious, there may be more to it than the surface appearance. Don't underestimate the situation. Think twice and explore more deeply before taking any action. You may have to approach it differently. You might have to rethink a situation if there's an opportunity or something presented to you, and it looks great. Be ready to read the fine print. Be ready to ask deeper questions. Okay, ask deeper questions about anything that comes your way, about anybody new in your life who's coming through. Just like if something seems too good to be true, it might be too good to be true. So definitely think twice. And if there's any big decisions you need to make, just make sure that you're checking all the boxes, making sure that if you're signing any contracts that you're reading all of the fine print, that you're making sure that you're getting what you were promised. The third guidance card for you is Change Your Lifestyle. Nurture your body through communion with nature and strengthen your spirit with laughter. Engage in mindful exercises like Tai Chi, Qigong, and address discomfort before it is too late. Modify your diet. Yeah, that's what I was feeling with this Weaver card. Something here about like your physical health, about getting out of your head, but also you might be experiencing some like diet caused pains. If you're having any health issues, you want to get to the root of them in 2025. You want to change your diet. Maybe if you're lactose intolerant and you've been suspecting it for a little bit, like instead of saying like, oh, it's fine, I'll just have a little bit here and there, just try cutting it out of your diet for 2 or 3 weeks and just see what happens. Because you've also got the Eliminate Negative Energy card. And this doesn't necessarily only have to be like people and places and situations. It could be that there's something you're eating, like ingesting, or even like watching on social media, like videos you're watching, shows you're watching, anything that might be like stressful and might be like inducing some kind of damaging impact, okay? So this Eliminate Negative Energy card, the message is, be aware that some unpleasant energy may be at hand. Invoke space clearance. Sever your connections to negative influences. Declutter and detox. So 2025 will be a good time to like rethink, think twice about the things you are eating, the things you are watching, like what's affecting your mental health and physical health and spiritual health. Might be a good time to like change your exercise regimen. Like maybe you're somebody who does really intense exercise and you actually need something a little bit more gentle. And like you might experience like pains in your body and you're like, oh my God, is this from like lifting weights or something? Maybe it is. So you want to like try to like change things up, maybe try new things. It might even be like things you tell yourself, you know. So if you are somebody who struggles with like self-esteem and self-worth, if you're telling yourself certain things that are negative and that just harm your mental health, and if you're like hurting your body in any kind of way to like achieve beauty standards or something like that, rethink that and just make sure that you're doing what's absolutely best for your health. This might even be like something that's giving you pimples on your face, like acne. You might even be like experiencing some kind of skin problems or something like that because of something you're eating or a skincare ingredient that you're using. So along those lines. Okay, let's get into the rest of your reading. So you're actually being guided to show up very authentically yourself. You have got the star card in the energy you're guided to embody and embrace in this year. This is your card, Aquarius. This is an Aquarian card. And so you are being guided, again, to show quite confidently, be who you are, say what you feel, be confident, speak your mind. Also, if you're going through some healing processes, that's going to be really great for you in 2025. Like if you, again, I felt like with a mental health professional or even like a physical health professional, because like helping you get into your body is going to be nice. If you're like working with somebody like that, maybe you're working with a physical therapist or like or acupuncture professional even. Maybe you do like the cupping and all that crazy stuff, which I'm super into. Never done myself, but like I like the vibe. If you are into that, like that's being encouraged for you. There's also a thoughtfulness here with this card. There's a thoughtfulness, again, this Y card really popping up throughout the reading and tying things together. Just getting really in touch with yourself, doing things that bring you joy, doing things that make you feel comfortable, and not pressuring yourself to do things, not pressing your body, pressing your mind, like really kind of not forcing yourself to do anything that you just truly do not want to do. I'm going to clarify this card really quick. I like to clarify major arcana cards, and this is the only major arcana showing up in your reading, so I feel the need to do that. Nice, King of Pentacles. Yeah, you're being guided to really focus on your abundance, focus on your money, on what brings you like material wealth, on your home. I feel like you're going to be in a great space at work, taking care of business for sure. Yeah, you got the Three of Swords. Okay. They really want you to take a look at your trauma, like do the emotional healing work. Do the emotional healing in 2025. It's going to come up anyway, I feel like. So you might as well just like take it by the reins and move with it. Again, working with a mental health professional, working with a physical therapist even, something that is like paining you in 2025. It could be mental, it could be emotional, it could be physical, it could be spiritual. Whatever it is, it's going to show up. And I really feel like they want you, your guides, they want you to like embrace it. Like don't shy away from it. Do not push it away. Lean into it because it's going to be an amazing year for you. And I feel like you're going to heal from it and you're going to move on this year. And it won't like be an issue anymore for you. And again, if this is your body, like you might be experiencing some frustrations over like what's going on, like why is my health like this, why am I experiencing this, what the fuck. And if that's happening for you, look at it. Like don't ignore the issue. Okay, don't ignore it. And the nature of any of your challenges in, not any, but like the main challenges that you experience across the year, you got the King of Swords and the Two of Cups. Now, this tells me that this might occur in your relationships. And it might have to do with a sense of like detachment, of maybe coldness in your relationships. Maybe you're kind of feeling in 2025 like you just don't really want to connect with people that much. Or maybe it's people from your past you don't really want to connect with anymore. Or it might just be like your mind is on other things. And there's people in your life who might take that like offensively. Okay, just be aware of that. You might experience trouble setting boundaries with people as well. That's just coming up. Like you might be somebody who just kind of says yes to everything or wants to please people just because, you know, they're people you love and care about. And you don't want to be that person who is just like not showing up to parties because it's your friend's party and of course you have to go, or like not showing up to brunch even though you're exhausted and maybe you're hurting, or maybe you like have a therapy appointment, maybe you're just doing things for work and it's like, oh, you really can't make it, but like you want to force yourself to go. Okay, so that's going to be like the nature of some challenges for you. If you are meeting new people, forging new relationships in any realm of your life, make sure that you go into it with an air of like not being too naive or too gullible. Make sure that you're kind of like standing far back enough from people to kind of see what's going on. And when I say that, I mean like if somebody says something weird to you, but this is your friend of like 10 years, and normally you would be like, oh, whatever, you would just brush it off. Kind of take a look at that. Like, don't just brush things off. Make sure you kind of like hone in to what people are really saying to you when they speak to you, how people are treating you, and also, of course, vice versa, how you treat people. Make sure that you are a bit more thoughtful, a bit more careful. There's just this air of like making sure that you kind of tread carefully into your relationships, your friendships, your romantic relationships, okay? What you can also do to kind of like get around any of these challenges, you got the Page of Cups. Give people a compliment, or if somebody feels offended, give them an apology. Let people know how you feel about them, because like if it's a friend and maybe you say something, I don't know, you're like drinking and you say something that they take the wrong way. Like it's an air of not really letting it just slide and not just ignoring it and being like, oh, whatever, they'll get over it. It's about like taking them aside and saying, I'm so sorry I said that. I shouldn't have said it. I love you and I hope you can forgive me. Is that kind of thing. The Page of Cups is somebody who is really helpful and sweet, is a lovely friend and a lovely person to be around. So like offer people your help. You know, if friends need your help, offer them your help. Be generous with your friends, be giving, and be like consistent with them, okay? Show up for them. And of course, like if somebody comes into your life and, you know, they want to help you out, let them. If a friend is saying, hey, like I miss you, I really want to connect, then reconnect with them. Like kind of don't put things off, I feel like. Just overall in 2025, kind of like be quite proactive in the things that are important to you. Like be proactive in your relationships and proactive in any health troubles, proactive in your mental health for sure. Now, in the recent past in 2024, what you're leaving behind in 2024 is the Seven of Swords. I also clarified with the Seven of Cups and the Devil. 2024 was a year that offered you challenges that fundamentally changed your outlook on life. They might have been very philosophical challenges, like they just shifted how you see the world. They shifted the importance that you place on things, on materials, and the importance that you place on like education. It's just like been a mindset shift for you. It's been a shift. And maybe in 2024, you saw people acting crazy, like doing crazy things, being sneaky, being weird. And you just kind of like clocked it. It feels like you clocked it. And you were kind of like weirded out by it, confused by it. And if that is not other people in your life, you might have noticed that about yourself, like how you kind of might do things on the low and maybe not tell anybody. And actually, it's like stuff that is not good for you, like substances or addiction or jealousy, control issues, weird power dynamics, even. Like you might have noticed these things happening in your own life or things happening around you. It might have been on a global scale. They're letting me know, like a broader scale than I think. That's what they said. It's a broader scale than you think. Okay. Yeah, that's the vibe. Like you might have been seeing things happening in the world in 2024 and it really freaked you out and you were like, "Ooh, things are weird and the world is weird at the moment." And it made you very confused. It kind of like made you have to choose a direction. Maybe again this has led you to like a path of learning. Maybe you're just like putting significance in different things now. You're moving forward in a different way. You've learned a lot. It might have also been a tough year for you with Saturn. So like again, like I said, Saturn is moving into Aries in 2025. So it has been in Pisces. Maybe you experienced a Saturn return and that Saturn return is like wrapping up in 2025. Maybe you were experiencing a difficult Saturn transit. I highly recommend getting your birth chart or just seeing where the transits are for your birth chart, seeing where Saturn is in your birth chart and like where it sits and what's going on with Saturn right now or what it has been going through in the past few years, because I feel like it might have been a huge time for you, a huge time of change and lessons and difficulties. Now you're moving into a different energy completely. It's the Ace of Swords energy. This is like breakthrough, clarity, using your intellect in amazing ways. You might be starting a new chapter of life where you are like on a new creative project. You might be writing something. You might be an artist, a creative of some sort. This is also just inspiration. You're feeling inspired, especially when it comes to the mind. So especially when it comes to like new ideas, business ideas, creative ideas, even like DIYing projects like around your home. Okay, so the example that I often use when I get this kind of energy is like if you're somebody who, I don't know, just randomly you stumble upon like a feng shui book and you just get obsessed with feng shui, and now you're all of a sudden you're changing your entire home to like be better feng shui. I'm not sure how to use the term. I'm not sure if one like feng shuis. I don't know if it's a verb, if it's a noun. So I'm sorry for that if I'm getting it wrong. But like all of a sudden you're just like shifting your entire home to be different. It's that kind of vibe. It's like realizing something, an epiphany, like a shock, but a shock that is good, a shock that is like, oh my God, how have I not been doing this all along? I'm going to clarify this really quick. You got the Chariot. Lovely. And that's another 7 card. So it feels like you are mobilizing all of the lessons you've learned in either your Saturn return, difficult Saturn transit, or just in the year of 2024. It's like you're mobilizing all of the things you've learned. I don't really know how else to describe it, but the energy is going to be fast moving. The Chariot's very fast moving, and the energy is very ambitious. So you might be focusing more just on work, on just achieving goals. You might have this like laser sharp focus. Not might. You're going to have some laser sharp focus in 2025. Yeah, 4 of Cups. It's like this sense that you are so wrapped up in this new thing that you're doing that maybe other parts of your life need a little bit more TLC. And that's what I was saying with your relationships, like with your friendships. You might get so into something else in the year that you kind of like forget to check up on friends. Yeah, 8 of Pentacles. You're definitely working on something, trying to like become the best you can be at something, trying to bring something to fruition, to fulfillment. And you're like trying to hone your skills in 2025. Damn, I love that. I actually really, really love that. very goal oriented as well. Like I feel like you are mobilizing ideas and kind of like putting them into motion, putting things into motion in 2025. Now in your love life, you got the Knight of Pentacles. I mean, if I could ever choose a card to see in a love situation in tarot, it's the Knight of Pentacles, if not like the Ten of Cups. Those two cards are like my favorite to see here. The Knight of Pentacles is somebody who is just so diligent and consistent with you. It's somebody who's not going to lie to you, is going to tell you everything straight up. They're not going to like, beat around the bush with things. And they're going to maybe take things very slower than you might like. They might be a little bit like different from your usual type, I'm being told. Somebody coming into your life, it's like they might bore you a bit at first. Okay. Don't let that run you off, because there's somebody who is like so lovely and loyal. This person is really going to show up for you when you need them. Okay, that's the sense here. And if that is not somebody else coming into your life, also they could be an earth sign, so a Taurus, Capricorn, or a Virgo. If this is not somebody else, this is you. This is how you are showing up in your love life. You are looking for somebody like this, or you are just yourself embodying this. And I do always say that if you ever want to bring something into your life, you have to embody what you want to bring in. So like if you're looking for somebody who is like this, you really have to be that person first. You have to become that person. You're just really being methodical. You're being kind of like practical in love, being very practical, being like, okay, what works, what doesn't for me in my dating life? Like when you meet people, kind of not letting your head be too up in the clouds. You're very grounded with it. You're like, you might be a little bit actually pessimistic, like a little bit like you kind of don't want to wait around for anybody. You might actually have like pretty high standards when it comes to people that you like accept into your life. High standards. You might like just require people to show up in a certain way. So I'm going to clarify this. Thank you. Got the Knight of Wands. Okay. It's going to be good sexually. It's going to be fun. It's going to be passionate. Good sex. Good times. Destiny. Page of Pentacles. Wow. Four of Wands. All right. This person, they might not be very emotional because they've got no cups here. They might not be that person who's very romantic, who is very like, let me woo you, like let me write poems about you. That's not their vibe. Their vibe is like they're serious about you, they love your body, and they're like passionate about you. The Destiny card is here. So this is happening on divine timing. This is happening when it's supposed to. Like they're coming towards you at exactly the right time, at exactly the time that, you guys are meant to meet. Four of Wands, Page of Pentacles. This is somebody who's actually, I'm not the type of tarot reader who usually, does love readings like this. To be honest, I really don't like to focus on love in my tarot readings. I think it's overdone in most like tarot readings on YouTube. But I will say that this is somebody who's here for the long run, if you let them be. Page of Pentacles, there's a really nice long-term sustainable path that can be built with this person. It feels like there's growth, and absolutely this is somebody who you're going to celebrate things with. This might be somebody you meet at a wedding. You might meet them at a birthday party, or like you just feel like this person maybe is somebody that you can see yourself marrying. All right, I don't feel like you're really like into that traditional type of thing, Aquarius, but it actually might surprise you how you think about them. But yeah, Four of Wands is the marriage card for me. And the Four of Wands is also indicative of like celebration. So you might meet them through family or friends. They might be somebody who like you are introduced to at a party, something along those lines. Now in your work life, the first card you've got is the Seven of Pentacles. Again, I feel like this think twice card here. It's like you're maybe reassessing something when it comes to work. You might be reassessing a relationship to a colleague, perhaps, or a boss, because you've got the King of Cups as well. So you might be assessing your relationship with a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. Either that or you are like working hard with this person. This might be like again, a colleague or a boss, might just be somebody who you collaborate with on some kind of level. Again, they could be a water sign, but they could just present us as a water sign. So somebody who's just very caring and loyal is kind of that person who is very like heartfelt and very romantic, you know? So you actually might just be like working towards a goal with this person. But also, like with the Think Twice card here, this person is kind of like looking at all the work that they've done. Okay, do I need to kind of check and see how things might need to line up a little bit differently? Are we good moving forward, or do we need to change things? So again, you might be switching things up in your career. You might be realizing that you just don't mesh well with somebody at work, and it's kind of like, all right, we have to work together, but like now that I know moving forward, I'm gonna do things differently. Yeah, this really might be a boss, definitely, or like some kind of higher up, some kind of person respected in your field. Okay, so just be aware of that in your relationship with this person. There's also an air of patience here in your career, like an air of really just showing up every day, being diligent, being consistent, doing the hard work, even when there's no like immediate tangible results. You are that person who is quite dependable in your workplace. And that's how you're showing up in 2025, and I love that for you as well. Okay, Aquarius, I hope this reading was helpful for you, because that is what I aim for all of my readings to be, helpful. And if there's anything I can do differently, of course, just drop a comment. If you feel like, oh, could you focus more on, this topic area, or could you kind of give us a little bit more detail here? I would be happy to kind of like alter my readings if you feel like there's just something that you want to know more about. If you liked this reading, please consider liking the video or subscribing to my channel. And do please join me for the January general reading. It will be the first reading of 2025. Thank you so much again. I will see you there.